Okay, so hi, I'm Pietro Polsinelli. I'm developer of Roller Drama. We're actually two developers, but I'm the coder, let's say. And I will play a bit the game with you. Roller Drama is a sort of mashup game of visual novel, interactive fiction, story, and a sport management game, the sport being roller derby. Okay, let's start. Okay, so roller derby team is 5 players on track at the time, so these are your 5 athletes that you'll need to coach. It's Portia and Cordelia, Juliet, and this is you, the coach. So we're all walking towards a house because it's actually a house, abandoned house sort of. It needs a guardian. So that's Portia, one of your player, sign an agreement with Mr. Squinty. Okay. So a little bit of an intro here. So this is you with this bizarre looking character. Before we dive into chatting with this guy, let's just check. So they're all the information menus regarding how are the athletes, the girls, doing, and one of the tasks of the game is to somehow help them and keep them somehow with a healthy in body and mind, more or less. So here you can see their self-esteem, their personal evolution phase, if any, and their relationship with you, and so on. So this will become important later. Here there are quests and scores, but of course we did nothing, so there's nothing to see here. The score is how you're doing is considered as everything that's happening, result in matches, relationships, quests solved, and how you solve them, and so on. Okay, let's get back to our introductory dialogue. Before that, I didn't show the other panels. This is inventory and news. This will help you in solving quests. And this is the championship standings. We haven't still set a team name, but we'll soon do that. Okay, so who am I for you? Who are you? I'll go with who are you. This is a bit strange. I always call me the Shrink. Yes, it's a sort of meta character. As Ty's humble servant, fair lady, I shall endeavor to take care of thee. We shall speak often. He, thou, she, does speak in a bizarre way. I'm a relic of another time, fair lady Joan. And my way of speaking might seem foreign to thee. You think I can try to tone it down? Yeah, maybe. Please do. But who am I? Thou art this Johnny Matlin, coach and mentor of their big girls team of 5 maidens fair. Thou shalt live with them, make sure they don't come to any mischief, be their confidant. And during matches thou shalt be the coach. So real-time matches and strategy. Good luck to thee, noble leader. Well, who are the girls? So one is Anne, Portia, Cordelia, Juliet, and Lily. They will get in trouble a lot during the game. The game tries also to be somehow humorous, so well, you see. And where am I exactly? You're about to move in, so you're actually living with them, with these brave athletes. Living in the same house, Machinix. Portia, your brave captain, which you've seen in the brief cutscene before, is the guardian in this manner. I'm afraid the owner, Mr. Squinty, is unaware of her roommate, so we're basically crashing. And what is mental health thing? Okay, that's a worrying part of the game. Don't you worry about the thing. That just made me more worried. How does that make you feel? So, question worried, or let's say it's a terrible psychiatrist. Where did you get your degree? In the 17th century, of course. The writing is by Verena. Never mind. Anyway, I just want to play roller derby matches. Jamming and blocking big hits apex jumps. I'm sure we'll be fine. Okay, let's do this. First, you should meet all the girls in your shared house. Okay, let's go. Pass the first screen. Didn't think you could do it. Okay. Haunted house and news and a cat. Watch, Portia, and learn. This is the non-interactive part, but it shows us where most of our puzzle and stories will take place. This is sort of a sitcom. Like, is this house haunted? Portia in the basement with the news. And even afraid of nothing. I'm going very quickly, maybe. There's actually slow text options in the settings. I am delivered in a basement. So here we see that we have our first quest somehow started. It's pretty dark down here. What is that? Oh dear, that's the news. What is wrong with this place? I am way too scared. I need to go. Bye bye murder dungeon. So she goes away. Portia believes the house is haunted. So that's the shrink again. So he's a sort of helper during the game. So, of sorts. Here comes the house owner and his lovely silly cat. So do you cute little kitty bastard. I'll leave you with Portia. Nice day. So the cat walks around the house. Home now. Okay. And now it's up to us. Okay, now we have control and we can move around the house. Like we can go in the kitchen, explore. Okay, that's nice. Let's get out. So where is the cat is actually our current quest. So we've seen it go in the basement, but okay, let's do this at least. I don't want to spoil anything, but this is the very beginning of a long set of possible events and chapters. What is that? Oh dear, poor cat. What a terrible way to go. Seems like an accident. It's only a cat, poor thing. It's a poor little kitty. Didn't deserve this, but then again, who does? So it was an accident. But it's really dead. Okay. I should talk to Portia. Okay, this is clearly our next task. You may be wondering when the sport's coming, but let's say, so Portia went back to her room, and so we can see where each of the girls has her own room, and we can go interact with them. Notice that from the very intro screen we could have picked train with matches, so there you would be directly playing roller derby like. This is not a roller derby simulator, but we surely got heavily inspired by flat track roller derby. But here, of course, you have to put together the team and then we start to play. Let's go back. Let's follow our quest and go to see what Portia's doing. Guilt. Oh, I took care of the cat for a while. No idea the cat is dead. Okay, so these choices will become more and more meaningful. Of course, more you know the characters, more the story get involved and complex. Let's say it was an accident. You can't blame yourself, it was an accident. Oh, the poor cat. And poor me, he was such a sweet cat. He liked me, then again, he wasn't very smart. You know what I'll do? I'll get him involved. Alright. Sure, yeah, whatever floats your boat. I know that sounds creepy, indeed it does. And awesome, she says. We'll totally do it. Okay. Okay, towards first match. Meet and greet your team. Okay, now we have a more real quest. So find a way to chat with Anne and then all of them. Okay. Someone wants a zombie cat, but who has it? Okay. Let's say that I don't spoil this quest. Or let's say that if we go directly to chat with Anne, cat or nothing, so she clearly wants the involved cat. Okay, and let's say I leave it here. I think I've shown you a bit of what how the gameplay goes. So we solved, let's say in this case was really easy, but we already got some quests completed, and we scored all that we could, and for the moment we haven't changed relationship with them, but of course things will get more and more interesting in time. It's all confusing, but now I would like to show you a bit how the matches work. So let's go back to the menu. Okay. Notice that as the game is divided in several chapters, this is actually a debug version, because you see on the left of the screen there are ways to cheat and jump to chapters. So, but anyway, when you solve it, if you complete a chapter and you don't like how the things went on from there, you can always restart from the beginning of that chapter. Anyway, I just want to show you now a bit how the matches go, and of course when you now I will jump into it, but you will get to a match with your team in different state and energy and mental attitudes, depending on how things are going in life also. Okay, anyway, let's jump into one. So in the demo, which is available during the Steam Fest, you can, I mean, it's limited to the first two chapters, first, let's say, intro and the first chapter of the story, but you can play as many matches as you want, and also so train a bit. Okay, so the sport from which we've taken inspiration is flat track roller derby, which is a really beautiful sport. It's a full contact sport, but it's not violent. It's let's say it's where a lot of strength and physical confrontation and agility is needed, but more or less like in every sport. And so it's a match between two teams of 5 skaters. Both teams skate counterclockwise around the track, okay, which is flat. And there's one of the skaters is the jammer. So she will be you can think of her like a ball. So when the jammer passes the other team's members around the track, she scores 1 point for each of them that she has passed. And there are 2 jammers, one for each team, so there are actually 2 matches going on at the same time. So 2 teams are scoring at the same time. Of course, who scores more wins. Okay. The team for blockers, so the other 4, those that are not the jammer, they attempt to hinder the opposing jammer and to help your own, of course. Okay. If you exit track or commit a foul, you will re-enter from the back of the group. You will see during the gameplay the players are flying away because they made a foul. Real-time control, you manage a jammer. So now I'm playing with a controller. You can of course play with a keyboard or keyboard shortcuts if you want, or with a mouse, or with all controller, keyboard and mouse together at the same time if you can manage to do that. So with real-time controls, you manage your jam. And what's nice is that the 4 main actions are here. So on the bumpers and triggers. So that's very nice once you learn them. And when paused, you manage energy usage. So when you pause, because you can at any given moment, each of your 5 players can use more or less energy. And of course, there's total energy available, which you're burning during the 3 jams. You can also launch special moves from the strategy pause panel, like bomb, wall, go back, and jam. Oh, there's a missing label there. And there's also scatter now, a new command. Okay, eventually play special cards, which actually will come from your narrative and evolution as a quotient as a team. So that could be interesting. The match is made of 3-minute jams, and here are the standings. Of course, we are called training words as a team because this is just for training. It's not actually in game. You would have picked a nicer name, of course. So in this case, we are playing against the 5 blind mice, and whose coach is Mickey No Tail. Okay, so you can decide from the start which energy level to pick for them. You can start below, medium, high for each of them. Let's stick to medium for the moment. But you can change this any time. These are commentators. Hello, Cezine. Now we're live from Planet Coliseum with Roller Derby. So these are the controls that I told you. The trigger and bumpers are those for real time, and if you press Y, you open the strategy panel where you can do more stuff. Yeah, these 2 guys are recurring somehow. They will play a role in the game. Okay, now our 5 friends get introduced. We're saluting the crowd. So we are the yellow ones. In this case, have green helmet and shirt. Okay, so the 2 jammers are ready to pass. Okay, but here we have a little control for the tutorial for the controls. So this will be the hit button, which is not that important. Guard button is very useful to guard when you're trying to pass through. The strategy panel, which has a lot of management, which pauses the game and also moves the camera so that you can see where everyone is at. And then there's the speed up, you see, which is of course clearly important once you passed all the blockers, and the jump, which is also very useful to go through. So I'll start with guard. Let's see, jump. Let's see if we can pass through it. Yes. Okay. And run. Okay. So you can see here that we are ahead because in fact you can, if we open the strategy, the little arrow there shows where the other jump. Let's see if we can move them a bit, move our blockers a bit backwards, so maybe we can still hinder. Yes, and we'll have to keep running. So having a control here is actually very useful. But she has passed, so let's jam control and speed up, and we passed. Okay, great. Again, so we scored 4 points because we lapped the blockers. I'm a bit distracted. Should have acted. Let's again, maybe we can do a wall here. Okay, too late. That was too late. Okay, keep running, and important check energy usage. Maybe we can put this too low for a moment. And also I wanna, yeah, she's there. Let's go back behind the line because we're still not coming here. Okay, so guard, top camera is very nice. Yes, we passed. Again, strategy's coming, so let's try to do a wall. We're already recovering energy usage. You can see a couple of greens there. And let's go with Oh, she did bomb. Oh, she passed with bomb. All our maneuver had been useless. Okay, so I think I showed you a bit how this go, and you can get. You can get much better in time and expert in how to use energy and moves and cards, and so on. One thing I wanted just to tell you is about the team. So the core, this has been done by Pino, who's animator and did all the UI design and all the background environment and so on. And with me in pair, I did all the coding and let's say the overall game design and also the writing of the plot. Then there's a game writer, which is Verena, and she did all the dialogues, and also we worked on the plot together and also on the narrative design. And then there's Vic, she's the character designer. We like what she did very much. And then there's Francisco, the musician, and then my two partners overlap, Laura and Matteo, and this is the whole team. So well, we also have friends testing, and Daniele Olivi is our main tester. So I will just thank everyone. This is clearly a micro indie production, but actually the gameplay, the story is quite articulated, and there are many things you can do, and many almost 100 cases where you are changing relationship and self-esteem and so on. So there's a demo during the Steam Festival, so I hope you will enjoy that, and I hope you will add your game in your wish list. We are publishing the game, so it's going public in very early 2023, probably in January, on Steam, Switch, and mobile. And right after that, we'll port it to PlayStation and an Xbox. So I hope that you will enjoy it. Thank you for listening.